Hello and welcome. This is such a great time to be into mechanical keyboards. Smart companies are innovating, bringing us new and better designs that just a short time ago were only available to high-end customs. Today, we're going to explore one of those, the Bakerneko 60 from Cannonkeys. Welcome to Stupid Bullets Tech. One of the things I enjoy most about reviewing tech is that I get to be part of the conversation, in that I get to see new products, and am afforded the opportunity to not only lend my voice to future trends, but to share my thoughts with people who watch my videos, like you. Cannonkeys did send me the Bakerneko 60 to review, but as always, my thoughts are my own, and if it sucks, you're going to hear about it. I like companies that offer up new ideas, that do their best to be transparent with the customers they serve, and do those things with integrity as a company mindset instead of focusing just on the profit line. If you go to the Cannonkeys announcement of the Bakerneko 60, you will see it described quite well, what it is not, and admirably they immediately pay homage to the original designer and even include links to his work. It's a great read that's worth your time, that's all done without hyperbole. Link below. The Bakerneko 60 is going to be an in-stock item that's offered up in white, black, aqua, and navy blue. And while we're going to give away this keyboard kit in my regular tech giveaways on Twitch, I plan on getting an aqua model for myself. It's that good. It's a cast, painted case that, while not quite as perfect as custom machine cases, offers up a really affordable option that punches well above its price point, and is a solid alternative to the plethora of plastic cases offered by other manufacturers for similar and above dollars. Now, that does not mean that those options are bad. Some of them are quite well done, and I like them. It simply means that choices are good, and I admire what Cannonkeys has done here, and moreover, I appreciate the manner in which they announced and described this keyboard. Aside from switches and keycaps, Cannonkeys has included everything you need to build a solid keyboard, and it's all packed in a respectable semi-hard shell case that even includes a nice soft microfiber cloth that not only protects the board, but offers a nice surface to work on. Well done. In keeping with the idea that this is to be a soft, flexible typing experience via the O-ring mounting system, you get an FR4 plate instead of the usual aluminum that's in most budget boards. The hot swap PCB is clean and well thought out and uses clip-in stabilizers that we did clip and lube. Screw and stabs don't work well on a gasket mounted board, and I found these to be perfectly acceptable after a little bit of tuning. I also did a band-aid mod on the PCB with the help of what Endgame Keys calls Levias dampeners. These are an option to a standard cloth band-aid, and I quite like them. And while there is little space below the PCB, I was able to try foam as well as a custom poured silicone dampener. As requested, I have a video on making these soon. If you want to see that, turn on notifications and sub to the channel. Sound tests at the end of the video will show the difference between stock, foam, and silicone. Switches used are Gap Black inks, thick filmed and lubed with 205G0 and oiled with 105 on the springs. All done off camera, as I'm pretty sure a 2-hour video was not what you had planned today. My goal in this and most keyboards is a muted, deeper tone, so some future changes may be needed as well. I think that the Gazoo Boba U4T Thox may very well find their way in here soon. Assembly of the board is straightforward and fairly easy. I like to make sure I have everything I have laid out in an orderly fashion, as it avoids mistakes. The first step in this and most keyboard builds should be to put the feet on. It avoids scratching the paint or the coating. If you are not going to make a silicone dampener, the next step is to install the JST connector to the daughter board and attach it to the case. If you do plan on going the silicone route, this area will have to be taped over first and then the dampener removed. The daughter board is, by the way, unified with ESD protection. A word of caution here. Don't use an electric screwdriver, and be careful how much torque you use. Over-tightening is really easy to do. Next, either put in that silicone dampener you made, cut some foam if you like, or leave it out altogether depending on your sound preference. After that, install the stabilizers that should be clipped and lubed by now. While this is not a must, a better sound is only 10 minutes away, and it's really worth the effort it takes. Switches, they come next, And if you've seen my videos in the past, you know that I enjoy this part. I use a lube station to keep everything in order, and even did a comparison video on lube station options that you can see here. If you're considering purchasing one of those, I have a second video on the subject in the works. As with all hot swap boards, I try to have a finger on the back of the socket while installing the switch if possible. This lessens the possibility that you could detach a socket and is a good practice to get into if the kit allows. As always, testing your PCB before assembly at a site like keyboardtester.com is a good idea. Bad PCBs are extremely rare nowadays, but it's still a step that I think should be taken. I typically do stabilize switch locations first and then outside corners. After that, a random pattern has benefits. Make sure that your pins are straight, and if this is your first time doing this, it doesn't take a lot of pressure. Once all the switches are installed, I go back to the tester site to make sure each of them works as intended. Bent pins do happen from time to time, and they're easy to fix. If everything is good, the O-ring is next. If everything is good, the O-ring is next. Just stretch it around. Ow! Just stretch it around the PCB and plate. After that, attach the JST connector to the PCB and install. The press fit of the O-ring requires a firm and even pressure. I found that installing the bottom and then slowly pressing it in towards the top was best, as it allowed me to make sure the O-ring stayed in place. The ribbons you'll see in the sound test were just there to help me remove the assembly, as I knew this was going to be done many times. Keycaps are next. For this build, I chose the Cannonkeys PBT Geek Art Black on White with sea salt blue accents, but I also think that the nice PBT Sugar Plum set is in my future. These caps are high quality, and they're in stock at the time of this review. Now for some sound tests. This is the board empty. This is the board with foam. And finally, this is the board with silicone. While sound tests are highly subjective, they do allow you to hear the differences in switches, mods, etc. What is your favorite switch may not be the same for me, but this board is very easy to swap switches, to try different dampening methods, and to quickly experiment with what works best for you. And because it's a painted board, it's just begging for some talented artists to get a hold of one of these and do their thing. If you see one of those out in the wild, please let me know. So the question remains, should you add this board to your tool bag? For $130, not only do I think it's a great value in the budget market, it offers something that no one else does at this price with its O-ring mounting method. Typing as well as gaming on this board was a pleasure, and I think you will see other companies following suit at some point. If you're looking for a 60% kit that offers more than most for the money, yes. Don't forget, we will be giving away this keyboard kit as part of my regular tech giveaways on Twitch. As always, thank you so much for watching. Your support means a lot to me, and I look forward to your comments. Until next time, be good to yourselves. Nailed it.